today is our last lecture of this course, and we are going to study means overall what we have studied in all this course. I will give you the complete overview of that and the last two topics that was left. So our topic is accessing interface structure and layout. So we have studied what is HCI and how we can design a UI, interactive UI for a user. What are the rules? What are the principles of HCI? And what is a prototype? In the last lecture, I showed you a practical example of it. How a working website, you may design, how you design a prototype for a working website. What is responsiveness? We have all studied in our last lecture. So today we will see how we'll access, how we'll gain the interface structure and layout. How we are going to, what is the interface structure? Means the UI interface, the layout you are design, how you are going to structure it, and why it is very important and why it plays an important role for user interacting and how a user perceives a system. Okay, so the first one is clarity and consistency. The layout or the UI design that you design will should be give you clarity, clearance and consistencies. Means you have to maintain a clear hierarchy. Like hierarchy in this sense that you give importance to prioritize logically elements like this. If you see this screen, for example, you can see the important elements are highlighted. If I clicked here on this insert option, then it is highlighted and the other options are very clear to me. Everything I can see clearly and easily. There is no ambiguity and I don't have to struggle to find an element. For example, if I want to change this font size, I know I have to click here, somewhere else. The font will appear here. Means I don't have to search much, and or I don't have to see more in detail, or the things are not complex here. So the basic goal of your layout should be it provide clarity, okay, to the user, so that user could learn your interface easily. Like you have to ensure what is the important element. You have to give priority to them logically. Like you have seen, if you visit a website, the navigation bar is always on the top. Okay, just like as we assume that this is the navigation bar. Okay, so here you can see that navigation bar is on the top, and the pages are highlighted like this on the website. If you have visited any of them, that gives you that means that important things are prioritized, highlighted, that if you visit on some page, if you want to visit a page, you just have to click the links on that navigation bar and you go and navigate them. That is a clear hierarchy. You have mentioned that first the user will visit the home page, and after that user can visit to anywhere a user want to. Okay, then your design must be consistent. Means in the terms of color schemes, the font you are using. For example, if I am using Arial here, if the font style of my slide is Arial, but in the next slide I am using Cobalt, any other fonts, like New Roman or something else. So you have to be consistent with your color. So like this, if I showed with an example, like in my lecture slides, the color of every heading is blue. Okay, so in every slide you can see I haven't changed the color. So you also have to be consistent. It will gives an interactive view to a user. Okay, like if you use another color in another page, and you are using another color in some other color on the other page, that will leave a bad taste in your end user's mouth. So you have to be consistent with your design. You have to be consistent with your font styles which you are using, or throughout the journey of your interface. You have to be clear with yourself that if you are using one color scheme, you have to use that color scheme throughout. Okay, in all over your design. This is your consistency and hierarchy, like clear hierarchy you have to maintain. So if you want to make a structure or layout of your UI, the first thing is that there must be clarity and consistency in the terms of your color schemes, in your fonts, the elements, the important elements you want to highlight, everything there. Then it must be readability and legibility, means font and your text size. What if I change the font size of this? Like this, if I change the font size to 8, it's too small. You can't even see that. You can't even watch what is written here. What you can't even see what is this written. So whenever you are going to design your UI, your text, your font must be large enough that can be easily readable by your end user. You can consider the use of white spaces. What are white spaces? Like the space between two letters. What if I just remove these spaces like this? So you don't know what the word is written. I have merged the two words together. So whenever you design your layout, you must be take care of your font and your text size. Okay, you must be ensure what is your font or what size should be appropriate for the user that he or she can easily view my content. Okay, you have to consider that. Then the contrast, you have to ensure the sufficient contrast. Contrast means the comparison. Okay, comparison between the text and background, like this. If you can see here the contrast I have given in this slide. I have given the white color to the text and background is blue. So your contrast should be give some sense. Okay, not like this. If I turn this color of the text to black and the background also to black, so this will not be okay if I just turn this black to and this one black too. So you have to maintain a contrast, a comparison, okay? For the usual, for the especially for the user, we have visual impairment. Means some people have some color blindness, eye blindness. So you have to also keep in view them, because your design must be flexible for disabled peoples as well as for the people who are able to do everything. So you have to maintain that too. Okay, you have to choose the colors, choose the theme, choose the design that interacts your user. Okay, what if I turn this color to orange? This will just irritate my eyes. So you have to choose the cool colors. You have to learn the psychology of colors. Which colors will interact my customers or not. So you have to uh, take care of it always. Clear? Any questions still here? Then the next thing is logical grouping. Okay, how you are going to group elements together. Let's take an example here. Like they have in this screen, if you have seen, they have logically grouped the designs. When I click here on designs, you can see different kind of designs are appear. Plus the color, the fonts, and the effects which you want to apply on design are also on the same page. Okay, and the orientation and the step are also on the same page of the design. So this is the logical grouping. For example, if on one page you have displayed your product, for example, you have designed a interface for a e-commerce site. Okay, so what will you do? You will keep all the product of one category on one page. Okay, this will be the logical grouping, not like uh, if you have messed up a page like with different products, you have combined the product page. On the product page you have also the product info plus also the payment method. Okay, this is not the logical grouping. You have to keep a distance. Like if I just if you see here as a common example, on the home page they have just given the things that are basically important. But if I click on animations, there are all the things that are related to animations. So this is the logical grouping. You have to group the elements according similar elements together. Okay. Then the alignment. You have to maintain your alignment of elements. Like alignment means, as I told you, I think in the first lecture, what is the alignment? Like this. If I, let's suppose I just highlight this text here. So this is left aligned. Okay. If I click this, it will be centered aligned. So it will be right aligned and this will be justified. Okay. Means in the middle or right. So you have to mention the alignment of your text, how your text will look like, or in what direction your text will go. You have to take care of these things. Clear? So, so the next one is the flexibility and customization. Okay, what is customization? When you uh, made something according to user's will. Okay, when you want something according to user's will, like your user wants you, just like you manufacture some customized product according to user need. Like there are many softwares that different organizations use, demands according to their needs. So you have to make changes in your user interface according to the user need. For example, if your user wants, you have seen from the previous feedback that user said that your content page is not so good, just make some changes according to this, or if your product details are not clearly mentioned, something like that, please change according to this. So you make changes according to user preferences. Okay. So then your adaptable layout. For example, your user say you have changed this changes according to our need. Okay. And what you do, your layout means, for example, you said if you want to make a certain change in that, and if you change something, it might affect another feature of your site. So this is not the flexibility. Okay. Your layout will not adaptable. It will adaptable in that way, like if you update something or add something, it doesn't affect the rest of the features. So you have to design in such a way that if you add something, your design will not affect the other. Okay. Clear? So this is the adaptable layout and how the user preferences will look like. The next thing is your visual appeal. Okay. Like yeah, functionality is very crucial. Then a sustainable means that it should be give a unique view. Okay. Aesthetics means that it should give a overall user view, means it will pleasing. Like the interface you design must be interactive. It interacts, means it looks charming, beautiful. So that means it should be unique as much that it enhance the user satisfaction. Your user might be satisfied with your design, the color scheme you use, the animations you use in that. So that is. Then your design must be scalable. Like it should be grow as the system grows. Like for example, if you had designed a site or you have made a UI, but what if you have changed your system? And when you change your system and then run your UI interface in that, it doesn't works well. Okay. It if it maybe it works with a specific version of your system, and when you change your system due to some reason, it doesn't works well. So that is not a scalable system. A scalable design is a design that works well in every on every system. Okay. That works well on every kind of system, whether you change a system or not, whenever you change a system. So this will be your scalability. So if you want to regularly access or iterate an interface structure based on the user feedback, then you have to do the usability test again and again for creating that interface. Okay. That meets the user environment requirement. Okay. As I shown you in the last slide, how a working model of a website that was under construction, that how I was the developer of that site, how it was working on that and everything. Clear? So this is how you are going to design your interface. Next is testing alternative navigation design. So what is a navigation? This is a navigation bar like this. If I navigate here, if I go there, moving from one page to another is called the navigation. Okay. Now you have to test your navigation design. Alternations if you made. Alternation means changes. If you made certain changes in your design, what will happen to that? How your interface will look like, or what will you do if you make certain changes in that? Okay, you have to test what is the test procedure for the navigation, and how what if you make some changes, and how that alternation or changes will affect your design. The first one is generating alternative design. You create multiple navigation design, okay, that identify different objective, their goals. They involve change in the layout, the menu structure like this. If I go there, so a page appear again. Okay, then if I click here, some other navigation links and points mentioned here. So if I click on this, means that you have to generate many alternative designs. So, and you also have to mention what is the goal of that design. Okay, what is your navigation bars, how the placement keys of that bar will look like, how they work, how if what if you made change in a certain key and what it will do. So this is how you generate your alternative designs. Then prototype development. What is a prototype? I told you earlier that the rough structure of your design. Before designing the actual side or interface, you just draw roughly. On prototype can be visually or drawn on a paper, just like a storyboard. A prototype is same as a storyboard. So you design a prototype of various designs, and just from low fidelity wireframes to high, means from a less interactive to a higher interactive design. Mockups. Mockup means fake design that are just for understanding or just illustrating your ideas. That designs depending upon the stage of the design. For example, in the first stage, you have gonna design a home page. Okay, in the first stage, you can also develop your prototype step by step, and you gave that prototype to the team of your developers or your team members, and if they improve that prototype, you just go and work on it. Then you again make a prototype of your contact page or any other. Okay, in this way, step by step, from low fidelity, means from a low priority to a high priority, you just go and develop your prototype in circles. So interface design can be also a prototypal development, means by generating the prototype on each step, you go and design your site. Okay. Then you have to compare your results. Like you have made different prototypes. You just go. You have made almost 5 to 7 designs, alternative designs. Okay, of the same thing, and then you just do usability test metrics analysis on each design. Okay, then you identify which design performs well than other. Okay, you also define the objective of the goal. For example, the goal of one design is to just get the feedback. Okay, you design a feedback interface, but with 7 different designs. Okay, then you compare them and perform usability test on them. And if the result which get better reviews, you just choose that and work on that. So after testing alternative navigations, you also have to compare the results. Then you have to iterate and refine. Iterate and refine means you have to change continuously. Means you made prototypes and you contact with your end user, the people who ordered that interface. they ask you to make certain changes again and again. You iterate it again and again, means you change it again and again. You refine it, means you filter it, removing some features from it, adding some new, enhancing them. So this will also give a positive impact on your design, and also helps you to review what your user demands from you. Okay, so in testing the alternative navigations, you also have to iterate and refine based upon the feedback, based upon the views you get, everything that. Then A/B testing. A/B testing means alpha beta testing. Okay, black box or black box white. There are several kind of testings there: black box testing, white box testing. So if it is feasible, you conduct a A/B test. Okay, with the large users, you gather a large audience from a certain group, and you just give them, okay, give them your designs. You ask them to use them and give reviews. How your design is going to work, how the design is performing. So you have to review that. Okay, so then the user will compare, then you compare the performance of the each real world set, and then you see what different designs perform under different users environment, and then you select one of them. So in alternative design, you can also conduct your A/B testing. Then iterative testing. Iterative means in a procedure again and again in a loop. Based on these changes, you have made something, then you just run a test with different user. They said change this and this, you made changes, then you again test that. Means in iteration, in iterative way, in each round of test you provide some valuable information, then further you again made changes, and in this way you do all that. Okay, then the next one is consider context. You have to take an account of the context, the real goal, the actual actual use or actual you can say objective of your interface, that how the navigation will look like, how the overall user experience will be, and what will be the specific goal you have to achieve from that website or application. We will also see a working model of that in the next session, but I will show you, like in the previous, I show you a working site. Today, we will see a side of an online banking, and I will explain you all these terms practically. Okay. So in the next in the consulting context, you also have to see what will be the context of your site, how you are going to achieve within the application and site. You also have to uh, keep on view all these things. Then your stakeholder feedback, the peoples that invest in your design, the peoples who are the designers, the developers, the business stakeholders, every you have to consider the feedback of the every person. Okay, you have to see their prescriptives, their view, what they ask about your design, what are their goals. So you have to mention all that, and not just like you have just made a design, okay, and you just launch it instead of getting the views of the people who have invested, the team of developers. So the responsibility of a designer, a UI or HCI designer, is that he have to works with everyone, and also have to keep in view the needs of every person involving in that project. Okay. Then documentation. Finally, you have to document your design. Okay, you have to, yeah, you have what the findings, what is your the decisions, what iterations you do throughout your testing process. You just make a document, a word file, and provide all the report in that I have made these changes in this, I have done this with my findings, and these were the variable preferences I found in my uh, throughout the testing journey. and I am going to make changes like this and everything. What will be your future design iteration? What will be your decisions? Everything you have to mention there in a documentation. I also show you a documentation of a project too. Then after testing your iterative design, you have to evaluate the interface accessibility. What is an accessibility? That your design must be accessible by each and every abled and disabled person, every person who is going to use flexibility, the peoples with special abilities. Means your design, how you will evaluate the interface of accessibility. Everything you have to keep in mind. So you have to be, it will include all the range of the diverse range of the users, everyone. So the first point is WCAG guidelines. What is WCAG? Web Content Accessibility Guideline. Means these are the guidelines, these are the set of criteria that makes the web content accessible. Okay, you have to cover the areas of just like perceivability, means how a user is going to get interacted by your content, or how the user is going to understand your content. Then operability means how your design is going to operate in each and every certain environment, how the different people who are disabled by their hands, eyes, everything, how they are going to operate them. Then the understandability, how they are going to understand your system. Is your system is understandable or not? Okay, so these are all the factors that you have to put in view. That is a part of WCAG guidelines. Okay. So whenever you design something, whenever you're going to design an interface, you have to keep in view all of these guidelines. Okay. That will provide more accessibility. You have to follow these four rules. You have to say, confirm your perceivability, then how that design is going to operate, how the peoples are going to understand your design. Then the robustness means the flexibility of your system, that your system can't be changed in every environment. Whether you are going to change your system, whether you are going to change the your server settings, your browser settings, your system must be behave well in every condition. That is your robustness. Okay, you can also call that the stubbornness of the system. Means if a thing gets stubborn, it may be react in every environment with the same kind of attitude if we see in a real world. So same is this your robustness. Your system must be, your interface must be work well in every kind of environment. Whether you change the environment, whether your environment, what will it will be, it should be work well. Okay. Then how you are going to evaluate interface, then keyboard accessibility. Okay. How the user is going to navigate through a keyboard. Means what if a people with the touch sense disability, how they are going to uh, evaluate by navigate through a keyboard. You also have to run a test. You also have to ensure that the all the elements, link, controls are accessible and usable without a mouse. For example, you have seen from many websites that you can means I can also navigate through the slides by using my keyboard keys, okay, without the help of a mouse. So in your design, you have to keep in view that without using a key, using a mouse, how your elements are going to be interactive, how you are going to access the elements of your website without using a mouse. So this is the important factor of your keyboard navigation. You have to also keep in view that. Then the focus indentation means you have to keep a clear indentation or indication of your content. Means your the user can easily identify that which is the currently select element. Like this here, if I click here, the user can means I can easily means let's see with an simple example. If I uh, look go on the slide number 16, it is highlighted. Okay, I can easily perceive that I have selected this slide number 16 like this if I click here. So you have to give a clear focus, okay, clear indication. Now I can easily identify that I have selected the slide number 17 just because the background color of this slide is changed. Okay, so if whenever you design something, you have to provide such kind of techniques or logic that shows a user that he or she has selected a specific content area. Okay. Any question till now?
No, miss, it's clear.
Okay, then. Then the next thing is your screen reader and compatibility. Screen reading test, you have to go through the screen reading test. You have to see how the well interface communicate with the user. Visual impairment people like uh, you have the screen is visible to you, everyone. You are seeing the screen and you can easily read the content that is visible to you. Okay, so you have to go through the certain text. We are the people with which are differently able, which have visual impairments, who can't see how they are going to read the content of your screen. You have to provide different kind of screen reader software, different kind of techniques you have to embed in your interface that for the peoples who can't view yours uh, easily, how they are going to read the content of your screen. Then semantic HTML. What is an HTML? It is a hypertext markup language that is used to design a website or a web design. So you have to use that to interpret the content of the screen reading. Okay, there are different kind of tags. So you can use the SVG tag if you are familiar with HTML a little bit, or if you are familiar with uh, web designing. Then, so as I said you that I will show you a working example of a online banking site. Like you can see, there is nothing shown here except login to get start. It demands for a user and a user pin. Okay. So this is a kind of means I just want to give you a basic idea how you are going to design it. So in this site, before accessing the element of a site, you have to log in. So if I just enter a random user here, or the people who are in a login here, so the details of that person account are just shown. How that design, now see how how the developer of this site has just designed this site. You can see the colors of each and every element here. This is the transaction, that means when he deposit, how many number of deposit he or she has made, what is the number of withdrawal. So in your design, you also have to take care of it. If I click on the sort button, it will again sort into the ascending or descending order. Means it was in the descending order first. Now it is in the ascending order, like this. So this is all the information you have to mention here. Then the number of the interest, the what is the out, what is the number of interest that person deal with. So what if we want to transfer some amount, like say if I want to transfer this amount, transfer to another account. So I mentioned the name of the other person account, and I mentioned the rupee here too. So you can see when I did perform this, uh, means the another amount has shown that you have withdrawal or transfer this amount to. And other ninth transaction as mentioned here. If I request a loan, like I request for 700, or you can say 900, I just put this. Now you can see 900 is deposited into my account. So I am performing each and every operation smoothly and easily. So the basic purpose of showing you is this is that your app or application must be easily learnable. Okay, means means this site is designed this way that you just have to log in, everything is in front of you. You can easily see where you have to transfer the money. Look, everything, every a little bit, every a little and small detail is mentioned here. Yeah, you don't have to manipulate or learn something. Everything is in front of you. How you are going to request your loan, if you have to close your account, it is highlighted. As I just told you in the just 10 minutes before that, important things you have to highlight them. Now see how these elements are highlighted differently, so that each person can easily look. This is how the color scheme you can see. Use the grayish light bit smoky background, so that each and every color is easily visible. Look, the color of withdrawal and color of deposit. So these all things, the psychology of color, how you are going to uh, design the things that might be easily interact your users, that doesn't provide any problem to the user to learn your environment. You have to take care of all things. Let's see the responsiveness of this design. Is this is responsive or not? Let's see. Look, it's completely responsive. Like if it let me zoom a bit more. Look, if I change the size of the font, like if I iPhone Pro, look how my design is look like in a phone view. Hmm, let me remove this from here. Okay. So this is the responsiveness. Your design, now this proof that this design is completely responsive. Okay. It is easily viewable by the user or something like, now let's change the dimension again to another, this one. So in this design, your screen design will look like this. Okay. Clear? Just I'll give this. Okay. Now if I again change the to this, it will look like this. Clear? So whenever you are going to design an interface, you also have to check the responsiveness, the color scheme, the theme you are using, how it is going to interact your end user, what are the demands of the user. You have to take care of it. Clear? Now let's get back to the lecture. Okay, if you want to see a overview of HTML, okay, I also show you that. Now this is the HTML, you can say, if you are familiar with web designing or something. So these are the kind of tags you can use just to give you an overview. You have nothing to do with this to your subject. I'm just giving you an overview, showing practically how things have been done on the back end and how things are going to be done on front end. So these are the things. So we have seen what is semantic HTML. We have seen a working example of a website too. Okay, we have seen how you can going to evaluate the accessibility. Then again, the same thing, the color and contrast. You have to ensure that your text and element have sufficient contrast for the user of impairment. Okay, as in my example, I've shown you. See that the contrast. If you are using a background of lighter color, then the colors you choose must be bright enough that interacts or attracts the other user. Okay, so you have to keep in view that. Then you have to make alternative cues. Okay, you have to avoid relying on the color to convey information. You have to give labels and text, just like I say alternative cue like this. Here I've shown you. Here I have also mentioned transfer to amount, means I have also given the labels. Okay, the labels are also given to make the user understandable instead of just highlighting the text. If what if I didn't mention the transfer money label here, the user will not know what I have to do, what to transfer, how to transfer. So instead of just providing the interface or colors, you also have to give labels. Okay, that will help the user to identify which I have to perform. Then alt text, means you have to ensure that all the images are displayed. What if your image is not displayed due to some connectivity issue or some connectivity error? So you also have to display some alternative text that what will show if your image is not loaded. Then you have to provide transportation of for audio and video content. Means you have seen from the different softwares that if you are going to read a book, there is also a option of speak aloud. If you can also see in your laptops or Windows, there it is a feature of Internet Explorer. If you open some PDF in it, and it will also give you a feature of speak aloud, so that you have to for disabled people who cannot view, who cannot see but can hear, they can use that feature. Then you have form and input accessibility. Ensure that the forms you are using can easily navigate and complete using an assistive technology. Like here, if I show you, let's go back. So this is a kind of form which contains two entities, do empty, the user and pin. If I enter here a user like this, so I can easily navigate here with zero effort, with zero trouble. I just easily enter two entities which were required, and I just log into the account. So there is another forms. These are also kind of forms, transfer and close and request account. So it should be in a form that your form should be accessible. And error handling, you have to provide a clear message and guidance if any difficulty or problem is encountered by user. For example, if you go and fill an online form, if you didn't fill a specific field, there is a red message display in red color that your form cannot be submit until you fill that field or everything that. So you have to also provide a clear message in a clear language, okay, that if there is any problem in if the user have facing it, or if there is any missing field, then you have to focus on cognitive accessibilities like clear language. You have to use the simple and clear language to enhance the understanding. Look here, it is the simple words letter. Instead, I have no means the person who have developed this didn't use the complex language here, only the simple letters which is easily understandable by any person, okay. So you have to use a clear language that can be easily understandable by any user. Then consistent
Yes,
navigation,
Mrs. Clear.
you have to use a layout to reduce a cognitive load. Like if I show where that example was, I can easily navigate from one page to another page. If I just enter some amount here to transfer, if I let's close this account, details of that user here. So if I click it, that look, the account is closed, and you welcome back to that original screen. Okay, the login screen of that page. So your navigation should be clear enough. Your navigation should be, your things should be clear enough that a user can easily navigate to the layer. Your language might be easily understandable by the user. So you have to also keep all these things in view. Then the next thing is you have to perform cooperative evaluation of interface design. So what is that? Collaborate means you have to collaborate with team workers. You work with your team workers, and you together refine and enhance your interface design over the time. Like you are the main UI designer or the person of the your project, and you alone cannot design that. You have to take the advice of the peoples that are connected with that project, like your project manager, the developers that are going to develop that designs, every person who is joined to that, you have to collaborate with them. Let's see what that collaboration process includes. The first is you have to establish a collaborative environment. Means You have to focus on the culture of collaboration. What is a teamwork? You should know. What is a design team? You should know. You have to encourage the open communication. Like you have to say that everyone have right to speak about that design. Everyone can share the views. Every person can be here, and everyone can share their ideas, their feedbacks. That There are many collaborative form, like Zoom is an example. If you want to do meetings, collaboration meetings remotely, you can use different meeting software like Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Zoom. Multiples are there, so you can use any if you want a collaborative meeting in remotely. Then the next is cross-functional collaboration. What is this? It includes the member from different disciplines. Okay, different areas like the designers, the usability experts, the stakeholders. So all the people that are involved in a designing process. It is your cross-functional collaboration that combines the people from different areas. Okay, then each of the person will might bring a unique thing. For example, the stakeholders will give share their own views that there might be a change in the design in some way. Then the designers will say, we can do this to make it more interactive, and the other people. So this way, if you collaborate with others, you get different ideas, how the things are going to work, how the things are going to used. So you have to take care of it. So this is your cross functional collaboration, in which you can gather the people from different disciplines to get an insight. Okay, then you can share your designing tools. There are different tools for designing purpose, like Figma, Adobe XD, Canva. If you are familiar with your web designing, there are different builders, like you can use WordPress. There are different frameworks like Bootstrap. So many are there. You can share your designing tools, what kind of tools you are going to use to design your website or UI interface. You have to tell them if they want custom coding, or if they want a builder to make your design. Like you can use WordPress plugins. Many are there. Then version control. You have seen that after several simple example, if we take of your Android system, your Android version is updated. If you are using a phone, whatever, there is several kind of system updates after 1 month, or the version is getting updated day by day. So also you have to implement that. How your design is going to change this version trend? What are the facilities you have to collaborate with, and everything you have to take care of that. Okay, so this is the collaborative meeting. You have to regular design reviews. You also have to give the reviews of the regular design. Like you have to schedule regular design reviews. Like you have made a change. Okay, then you share that change with the different peoples, with each and every person in your organization, and they give you the feedback. Then on that feedback, you just, okay, on the basis of that design, just you make different kind of reviews on that, and you make changes on that. Then prototyping and testing means you create prototypes again and again, and share with your collaborative team. And on the basis of that, you get feedback, and you again change and test the thing that I told you. You can use a user-centric approach that I told you earlier, that uh, a user can you can just user is the main focus, and you made changes according to the user need and requirement. So that is your user-centric approach. Then your system implementation, how you are going to develop and maintain your system. It might be the components you are going to use again and again, how you are going to fulfill the consistency and efficiency of your system. Means all these things you have to take care of it. Everything according to the design system, you have to take care of it. Okay, then cross team communication. You have to ensure the effective communication between the design and development team. There is a difference between designing and development. Okay. The purpose of the designing team, they just provide you the design that you have to do this and this. As I guide you to perform an activity, I just told you have to this. The development team will implement it. Okay. The coding part and everything that will be done by development team. The designing team will provide you the design. Okay. Then project management integration. Here you have to provide different kind of tools to track the process of your project, where your project is going, how to manage the timeline. For example, your end user gives you the timeline of 20 days, how you are going to complete your tasks in 20 days. You have to take that tools, how you will maintain the overall your project, how you will do that. So this will be your project management integration. Then continuous learning. Okay, this is a culture that learning never stops. If you are in the field of designing and development, you have to learn daily changes that are made in. You have to adopt that changes of technology. You have to learn newly technology day by day, just to make your field better and better. So you have to do the continuous learning. You have to continue to learn the needs of the uh, people's users, how you are going to meet them. You have to learn all about that. Okay. Then obtaining user feedback. So we have seen the iteration process, how you've done, and I have told you have to get the feedback. But how we can get the user feedback? The first thing is observation in context. In natural environment, while they are using systems, they will provide you the rich understanding how the interface is fit. Means you have launched your interface, you just just manually go and view how different users are using that. If they are facing any difficulty while using your interface, what are their reviews, if they're happy with that, if they are satisfied with that. So you have to see. Then focus groups that I told you in the last lecture. If you have in MIS, that you take a people of group of small people, okay, related to a target audience, like they might be teenagers, they might be youngsters, whatever they are, and you just allow them to collaborate with you, to interact with your interface, just to see their views and experiences, what they are facing while using your system. So this is your focus group. Then you can also get data in a in-app feedback form. Whenever you use a feedback site or application, there is also a column of please feedback, and or give us a 5-star rating, everything like that. There is a prompt, means a mm, empty window there. Okay, where you can get the feedback, a daily feedback. Then social media and online communities, you can monitor the social media, you can keep an eye on the user comments, what are the users are discussing. You have to engage the user and their address concerns, what are their concerns, what are they are facing. You have to keep a view on their online communities. Then you have to participate into the forums, means you have to create a online forums, polls, and you have to discuss the user experiences, and you have to provide feedbacks to them, that how you are going to improve your site. Then beta testing on Play Store. If you've seen that, if you are using a app, they also a version of the beta version is also appear, and they are ask you to join them, just to see, collect the feedback of usability, the performance, and to see if there is any issue if they launch their app or site in the real world. Okay. Then cart sorting, it is also a kind of exercise how the user categorize and organize information in the interface. Okay. So it can also help you to refine your information architecture and everything. Clear?
Yes, Miss is clear.
Then there are different feedback channels. So, and another term that is gamification and reward. Like you may ask a user that if you give us this 5-star rating, if you give us your review, if you give us your feedback, we will offer you 10% discount on our certain product. So this is your reward gamification. To engage user for getting the in the feedback process, you reward the user in return so that the user can uh, interact with your feedback and provide you the real feedback about how you have to do. Then post launch feedback, what is that? In post launch feedback, you continue to collect the feedback at initial launch. Okay, when you just initially launch your product, site, whatever it is, you just regularly check how the user are understanding it, what they are needing it, what are their preferences. So in this way you can also get the user feedback. So these were all various kinds of how you are going to access that. Then the last topic, which is what is the success rate of your interface design, how you are going to check the success rate. Firstly, the task success. You just complete the specific tasks of your interface, okay? And then you just see what are the results of that design. Step by step, in the form of modules, you just see what how my design is going to be work well, how I just perform in a specific task, then what are the error rates on a specific thing, on a specific module. A module is a simple part of your interface, you can say. Okay. What are the challenges that were faced during that process? So for checking the success rate, you also have to view that. Then what is the response time? Okay, you also have to see the response time of the user action, means in how many times a user can effectively and efficiently respond to your design, means if they are not facing ambiguity while logging in or signing up, what is their performance metrics, you have to monitor each and everything. Okay, then you have adaptability and flexibility. You can access how the interface adopt different, as I saw, responsiveness. Okay, different screen sizes, different devices. How a successful design can be more flexible, like right? Flexible means how it is going to be work under certain conditions and terms. You have to take care of it. And then retention rate. You have to measure user retention over time, like conversion rate. If our application is conversion rate is successful or not, what are the desire of the user actions. Then competitive benchmark, you have to compare your interface design with your competitors. Okay, competitors means other people's also launch your competitors may launch the same design. So what are the changes they have made, so what are their weakness, you can point out, you can point out their weakness, and then you can improve your design. Okay, then iterative improvement. Here you can use the iterative improvement, like you can incorporate with your design conversion rate if there is any purchase or sign up problem with them, how you are going to use them, how you can going to deal them. Okay, then I have also competitive benchmark is also discussed here. Then I have discussed the iterative feedback too. Okay. So that was all about today's lecture. Any questions? So, okay, just answer me. What are just a small testing what you have understand or not? What are the ways of obtaining user feedback? Just highlight 2 to 3.